This is Swiss and Chips, your British guide to Switzerland. Hello and welcome to Swiss and Chips. I'm Jo Fay.
And I'm Simon Sried.
In this episode, we wanted to talk about the typical Swiss picnic.
Yeah, right. It's quite exciting, isn't it?
It certainly is. It struck me the other day that there are certain things that go in a Swiss picnic that you just wouldn't find in a typical British picnic.
Yeah, true. But before we start, I saw the other day something I wanted to tell you. I saw it in a Swiss newspaper, in the Sunday newspaper. And it was about the British people who went on kind of drinking holiday. It reminded me a bit where we talked about the stereotypes. That's why I wanted to mention. And I think was one point that I said people drink a lot, or?
Yeah, when we talked about kind of British stereotypes, you said that there's a sort of stereotype or prejudice, if you will, abroad that Brits go on holiday and get exceptionally drunk on the beach.
Yeah, and as I saw this article in the newspaper, it's called, let me have a look, it was called, where do I find it? Oh yeah, Sonne, Sex und Saufen, so sun, sex and getting drunk basically, or drink like a horse or something like that. And it made me curious, so and I had a look. There was a few pictures and a bit description of the 1990s. I think you should have a look.
Yeah, they basically talk about Club 18 to 30 holidays, which is a kind of specific holiday package that I think still exists today, not completely sure, but it was basically, from the airport to your holiday destination, you go along with a rep and there's lots of kind of drinking parties organised. It's really organised drinking and sunburn packaged together for a cheap price.
Gotcha. I put the link in the show notes, so if you head to our website, you can find it there and have a look. Then we can start, or you want to say something from your daily life?
Well, I've also been slightly preoccupied trying to think about holidays. However, the problem I'm having is my passport will be running out in a few months. And I thought, it must be quite easy to renew a passport, right?
Yeah, you would think so, yeah.
Little did I know. It's been sort of months in the making now. And the problem is that, of course, to get a new passport, you have to send your old one back. So you can only do that at a point where you won't need your passport for maybe 3 to potentially 6 weeks, who knows. And that's quite difficult for us, being, jet setters, heading off all the time.
But can't you just go, to the embassy?
No, not for a British passport anyway. You either have to send it back by post or go to the UK, which is what I'm potentially thinking of doing now for about 3 times the price, book an appointment, take your form with you or do it online or something, be very well prepared, and then you can get it the same day, apparently.
Okay, so you got the 2 options. Either you send it in and you won't have it for maybe up to 6 weeks, or you go to England and you make an appointment beforehand, and then you go and it takes 1-2 hours, or how long does it take?
Yeah, depending on how much you pay. If you do it online in advance, then you can just go and pick it up. It takes half an hour.
Okay.
Or if, like me, you get your mum to pick up the form and post it to you, you can fill it out in advance, then go for your appointment, and you can pick it up 4 hours later. And I think that's slightly cheaper.
Oh, okay. And it's how much are we talking about?
£177.
Okay, that's
quite a lot, I think.
That's how much in Swiss francs?
Oh, don't ask me to do an on-the-spot conversion.
Okay.
But it's more than you would want to pay for a small booklet, I think.
I think the Swiss passport is also quite expensive, but I don't really know. But I assume it's also quite expensive.
Yeah, there was almost an added complication because when I got the form, I opened it up and saw a section that said, you need to find someone to countersign your form. This person must also have a British passport, must be some kind of professional, like a lawyer or a doctor, for example, and they must know you. I just thought, I don't know anyone like that. Who's going to sign my form? Another conversation with the mother, and she said that's only if your appearance has changed significantly or if you've had your passport stolen or you've lost it. So luckily, we're out of the woods.
Yeah, luckily a mother is there to help you out.
Luckily, she read the accompanying booklet.
Okay, yeah, good. So, but anyway, let's start and let's go into this Swiss picnic you wanted to know about. Right?
Yes, exactly. It all began because I saw a picture on Instagram a few weeks ago of a mutual friend of ours who went on a kind of hike up a mountain, and he posted a picture of his lunch. And it suddenly struck me, that is a typical Swiss picnic, because I recognise the items, because when we've been out on a day trip, we've taken roughly the same things with us. And I just thought, that's so different to what a British person would take if they were going out for the day as a picnic.
Yeah, first of all, I think we can mention who that person is, can't we?
Yes.
He would be very proud. So it's Renat Ruenzi. We'll put also a link in the show notes to his Instagram profile.
Yeah,
He will
then you
love
can
it.
check out the picture.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, yeah, I think it's really depending which family and what person and so on, so what you take, but in general there are some ingredients usually everyone takes, and one would be the Zupfe. We already talked about in I think one of the first episodes, if not the first one. It's this
Yes.
special bread.
It's a very nice kind of fluffy white doughy bread with a sort of soft caramelised outer layer, and it's wrapped by hand into a kind of plat shape.
Yeah, exactly, and still handmade, I've heard.
Yep.
Yeah, and therewith also you would bring Hobelkäse.
This is a big kind of hard cheese that has to be grated on a kind of sharp, giant grating device. Shaved, yeah. It's like wood shavings that come off except cheese.
If you do it well, it's like round, small rolls. Maybe we should also find a picture to put on our website. But on the other hand, I think they're very, very classic. If you go hiking and usually you go somewhere in the green fields or on a riverside or somewhere, you make a small fire and you bring a servela. So that's a small sausage, and I think that's the Swiss national symbol.
Yeah, it's the Swiss national sausage, the servela.
Yeah, I think it's the Swiss national sausage. There is a book about it.
Yeah,
Different
I've read it
picture.
actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, really? What's in it?
Oh, just different pictures of the sausage, basically.
Yeah, so you read it, different
Well,
pictures.
I looked at the pictures, But I mean, details. The point is, you can either have it skin on or skin off, and you can either have it just, as it comes in the normal sausage shape, or you can cut across in the end, and then when it cooks over the fire, the ends poke out, like kind of 4 arms on each end.
That's the best bit. So you mentioned 2 important things. One, skin off or on.
Yep.
And should we say what is the skin, or is it too disgusting?
No, please go ahead. Nothing is off limits in this program.
Luckily, I don't really know what the word is in English, so it's...
I think it's the same for any sausage. It's kind of animal intestines, roughly, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
But yeah. But it tastes extremely good. So if you put it on a fire, and it just tastes good. But then you have also the people who say, no, please, for me without skin. So that's an important question, I would say. And then the cutting is also extremely important. No one would do that without the cuts at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure not.
Okay.
Because these are the best bits. They go, what did you say? Bloom or...
Yeah, it's like a flower opening, except a sausage flower. The ends open out and then curl around as they get kind of crispy.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. They get kind of crispy, and then you can pull them off, and then you have like finger food.
Yeah.
And that's the best part of the sausage. So why would someone not do it? And
Questions.
Yeah, so... and first of all, if you put it on the fire, first you find a stick, and then you make a sharp end. I mean... like a pencil, basically.
Mm-hmm. With your Swiss Army knife.
Exactly. And then you put the sausage on, and then over the fire, and maybe 5 minutes later you can eat it. But you can also eat it cold. That's why it's always in a picnic. Mm-hmm. So you don't really need to cook it. It's just nice.
Good.
Yeah. So we have the sausage with us. Then what else goes in a there's also a different kind of sausage. It's called the Landjäger.
Exactly.
If you prefer something like that, it's a bit smaller, longer shaped, and it's more like a salami kind of thing.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's actually a semi-dried sausage.
Oh, okay. If you say so, yeah, it's much drier and much more like a salami, and the other is more like
Sausage.
normal sausage. Yeah, I'd say. So yeah, and like I said, usually you go maybe somewhere on a riverside to make a fire in the stones. That's, I think, quite very Swiss, typical Swiss, which we actually also did last weekend on a very nice place. Do you remember how it's called?
Schwarzwasserbrücke.
You looked it up, didn't you?
No, I just memorized it.
Yeah, it's a really nice place. Not so many people go there. I mean, it's always a few people there, but not like overcrowded, and it's where two rivers come together, and when it's hot enough you can go for a little swim. Not swim is too much said,
sort of
but
paddle.
cool down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is in Canton Bern.
Yeah, it's Canton Bern, and if you go over the river then you're in Canton Fribourg. So how's Canton compared to England, to explain?
I guess they're a bit like counties, but with stronger identities.
Okay, yeah, so that.
Yeah.
And also Canton Fribourg is widely French spoken, has to be said. So we move a bit from Swiss German speaking part to Swiss German and French speaking part of Switzerland.
Great.
Just jump over the river. Yeah, we can also put there that on our website, that if someone wants to go there, it's a really nice place.
Yes, definitely.
Anyway, so you have bread, you have cheese, you have meat, and then what you can bring is also eggs, boiled eggs.
Yes, boiled eggs. And you can buy them pre-made in the shop. They come in lots of exciting colours. And then the fun thing to do is to take one in each hand, and then you kind of compete in an egg-smashing duel with your opponent.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as...
Eierdutje.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. You would take one and I would take one.
Yeah.
And then we compete against each other. So, and then you have two sides. There is a more, how do you say?
The sort of pointy end of the egg.
Yeah, and the other one is a bit more round.
Mm-hmm.
Then first you do the pointy against pointy.
Yep, so I smash on top of your egg.
Exactly, I just hold it and you smash on top.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do the same with the other side. And then you do, if, for example, your pointy side is broken and my other side is broken, then we do against each other the sides that are not broken yet.
Uh-huh.
And so if the one with some part not broken is the winner, basically.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great. Fabulous. It's usually done on Easter, but you can do it throughout the year.
Oh, most definitely, yes. And once you've smashed your egg open, there's a essential Swiss ingredient that has to go on top.
I think you talk about aromat.
100% yes.
Yeah, so aromat it's basically surprising that you wouldn't know about it, because it's the thing. I don't know why it's not worldwide a thing, because it's really great. It's like salty mixture of herbs or something. Or?
Yeah, it's kind of like artificial flavouring, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it tastes really nice.
Yeah,
you shake
really
it on
good.
top of the egg, it's kind of small yellow granules, and it tastes delicious.
Yeah, it's really good, but yeah, you can shake it on everything, basically, not only on the egg. So.
Spoken like a true Swiss.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I was traveling around the world, then I also brought one with me, because that's like a Swiss taste. So if you're away for a long time and you can have a bit of aromat, it's quite nice.
Fabulous.
Anyway, and so eggs, and then to drink you would bring Rivella.
Yes.
For example.
Well,
I mean,
you might do.
Yeah, you might do.
I
think,
personally wouldn't.
Yeah, you don't like it so much, do you?
It's disgusting.
Okay. Anyway, we just pretend as we wouldn't have heard that. It's just you. I think I'm not a big Rivella drinker, so I would bring water probably. But if you want to go very typical Swiss, then you bring a Rivella, because I think it's only sold in Switzerland. I'm not sure, but at least it is very Swiss.
Yeah, it's very Swiss. It's basically a carbonated drink, and it comes in slightly different flavours, but the weird and slightly gross thing about it, which means I can't drink it, is that it's made from milk.
Yes, but you really don't taste the milk. You
No,
just
but if you think about it, next time you drink it, you will taste it.
no, no, you don't.
It's the power of the mind.
Yeah, so I think with that you got basically all ready for your Swiss picnic.
Yeah. So enjoy.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there you can in winter, for example, you would bring maybe more like a fondue or something, but that's more like unusual. But if you go for a small hike in winter or even for skiing, you would maybe bring a gas cooker.
Yep.
And
A camping stove.
Yeah.
A small mini one.
Exactly. And you make maybe a bit of tea. You just boil the snow.
As you do.
Melt the snow and then till it's boiling. And you wouldn't expect how much snow it takes to make a cup of tea. It's quite incredible.
As we discovered on our winter hike last year. That takes a long time, but
it
it's
takes
worth
quite a long time. Yeah. And then you can make a fondue as well. So I think that's...
You just basically take the cheese with you in a packet.
Yeah, exactly.
And some kind of container.
And bread a bit.
And bread.
Yeah.
And you're off.
Yeah, exactly. So that's maybe the winter style, more exciting, special, Swiss picnic. And then you obviously also have a small bottle of white wine, I would expect.
Oh, what a day out.
Yeah.
And that certainly wouldn't happen in England. Maybe the wine, but not the cheese.
So that makes the circle to our beginning. Huh?
It certainly does. Alcohol connecting the nations since forever.
Good. Yeah, that's basically all.
Okay, so thanks a lot for listening today. If you want to get in touch, do send us a message on WhatsApp. You'll have to save our phone number in your contacts and then send a message with your name to +41 78 915 3959. And then you can get the latest episode, you can ask us a question, maybe tell us about your own Swiss picnic, or just tell us what you think of the show.
Yeah, I think that would be really great if you just tell us what you like or what you want to hear more often or whatever you want to say.
Okay. So, thanks for listening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.